Hello there and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing a foundation first impression and review. So today we're going to be testing out the brand new L'Oreal. You'd think I would know how to pronounce L'Oreal at this point. This is their brand new infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation. At first, when I actually spotted this, I was thinking, that looks strangely familiar because I had a foundation by L'Oreal. Like, I don't think I actually have it anymore, but it looks so similar to this. And it was basically the infallible foundation, but it was the satin version. And yeah, it looked exactly like this, but they are definitely claiming that this is new. I think that they have changed the formula a little bit, but I do believe that if you've tried the satin version of this that came in a very similar kind of bottle, like, I think it's the same, but they've just dibble-dabbled around with the, I almost said furniture, what? They've dibble-dabbled around with the formula just to probably, you know, improve it. Well, I don't think they would have dibble-dabbled to make it worse. Anyway, so we're going to be trying this out today, and then I'm going to be wearing it over a couple of days or a few days, however long it takes me to form a really good opinion of this. Let's just, we'll get straight into this. Like, literally, by the way, I got hit by a bus. Like, well, I didn't. Like, when I say that, it sounds incredibly dramatic. I didn't get hit by a bus. My car got hit by a bus and I was sat in my car. So by proxy, I got hit by a bus. But not really. But my car did. And my car has looked better. Like, literally. So anyway, that was fun. That happened on Monday morning. So yeah, that was a great start to Monday morning and the week at large. So I purchased this foundation from Tesco. It was on offer for £8, but its kind of full-time price will be $9.99. The description of the foundation is FRESHWEAR Foundation for a full coverage, no compromise base for the ultimate resistance. Are we talking about foundation here, or are we talking about an antibiotic? With a new standard in long wear coverage, it's transfer proof, life proof. Feck off with your life proof. How is this going to stop a bus from crashing into my car? I think not. Party proof and water. Well, I don't think L'Oreal have any idea what kind of parties I used to go to, but no foundation could last in those parties. I mean, really, guys. Anyway, it also claims to be waterproof, meaning that you get more from your makeup because, of course, and we all just squirting ourselves in the face with water throughout the day, just sporadically. Yes. L'Oreal have a very strange opinion on what us minions do in our daily lives, I feel. With this FRESHWEAR foundation, long wear no longer means thick and heavy coverage. The innovative oxygen technology, guys. Like, what is that? I feel like just, if I had L'Oreal's direct line number, I would phone up, I'd say, what the feck is oxygen technology? You're just bullshitting us now. That's bullshit. Think about it, guys. Oxygen technology is not everything oxygen technology, because there's oxygen in the air everywhere. I could go downstairs and screw something into my kitchen worktop with a screwdriver and claim that's oxygen technology, because there's fecking oxygen in the air that I cannot eliminate. Feck off. I hate stuff like that. You know, when they just use bullshitty, like, scientific language. Oh, wow. What is this oxygen technology they have magicked up in Harry Potter's wizard shop? I mean, really, guys. The innovative oxygen fecking technology gives a lightweight feel, whilst the ultra stretchable formula ensures full coverage application, so a little goes a long way. Life doesn't compromise, so now your makeup doesn't either. Again, super dramatic. I mean, back off, L'Oreal. For unstoppable resistance in unstoppable situations, for unstoppable women. Like, really, guys, I know I'm just being totally overreactive here, but still, I mean, for unstoppable resistance. What do they think this is, like the X-Men of foundations? Like, is this going to appear in the next X-Men movie as Foundation Man? Like, really? And also, it's very presumptuous for them to say unstoppable women. But what about the men? Men wear makeup too these days, L'Oreal. Hello, welcome to the 21st century, L'Oreal. I mean, really, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Like, I'm being so negative today, but really, guys, like, stuff like this just fecks me right off. It's available in 26 shades. And then they just go on again, transfer proof, life proof, party proof. Is this going to protect you from getting pregnant as well? Like, because apparently it can protect you against everything else. It's a glass bottle, plastic lid, and it's got a lot of weight to it. I picked up the shade Natural Rose, which is a shade that I've actually never tried before from L'Oreal. Usually, like, my default is vanilla, but I have found that in the past, vanilla actually can be a little bit too dark for me. And I compared Natural Rose and vanilla side by side when I was in Tesco. I found that Natural Rose was definitely more cooler, like pinkier undertoned, whereas vanilla was warmer. So I just thought, why not give Natural Rose a try? It comes with a pumpity pump pump pump, which is wonderful. I'm just going to pump a little bit on. Oh my gosh, this looks dark. Ah, holy vaginas and balls. It looks a lot darker than I was expecting. And also, it's a lot runnier and like liquidy than I was expecting. Whenever I hear full coverage, I always think of like a thick, creamy kind of consistency. But this one, maybe it's all the fucking oxygen technology in it. I don't know, but it's extremely runny. Look, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm really feeling like that I'm liking that because I feel like it's going to be really light on my face. I mean, it feels very light. And it feels almost like a serum. Like, I would describe it like a serum. The shade right now is looking quite off to me. Like, why is it looking so yellow right now? Why do these two shades look darker than these other blobs? Anyway, guys, right. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques beauty sponge today. This is my favourite way of applying foundations. I've generally always had oily skin. However, I have found in the last few months my skin has been getting a lot drier. I suppose you could put that down to the change in season. So, I mean, it's got a lot colder here in Manchester. So, you know, that's probably kind of dried out my skin a little bit. And also, I have been playing around with some new skincare recently. So, I don't know. My skin is feeling much drier though. I would say at the moment, I have normal to dry skin. I do suffer with the odd little blemish occasionally. That's usually just around the time when fecking Aunt Flo comes to town and she's not invited. No one wants her here and she comes anyway and brings some little spots with her. But anyway, so I mean, this is going on nicely. It really does feel like super light on my face, but I feel like I've got no coverage. Like, I wouldn't even call this a light coverage. And I actually thought that I applied quite a lot. But because as I was like blobbing it on, I was thinking, Anwen, stop blobbing. You're going overboard with the blobbing. Yeah, definitely, this is the lightest of the light coverages. And obviously, you know, we are expecting a high coverage because it claims to be a high coverage foundation. So I'm going to just pick some up with my sponge and I'm just going to like apply that over the top and we can see if this is buildable at all. Poo poo poo. I feel like the shade isn't too bad now that I've kind of blended it in. It looked a little bit outrageously warm, you know, when I first put it on, but it doesn't seem that bad now. You can definitely build it up because as you can see, I have got a little bit more coverage. It's nowhere near a high coverage. It's like a natural finish. I wouldn't say it's dewy. I wouldn't say it's matte. It just looks very natural. It kind of looks like skin. But, what's that? Oh my gosh, it was a yellow car. For some reason, I thought that was like Fireman Sam's car. Just because, I don't know, apparently I've watched too much Fireman Sam recently. Okay, so I feel like application with a sponge doesn't really give you the highest coverage, which of course, like, we kind of know that anyway. So over on the other side, I'm going to use my finger and I'm just going to kind of rub it in with my finger. I'm just going to pump a bit more onto my hand. By the way, this definitely has oxidized. Can you see? This is the new blob and this is the old blob. Like, this is proper blob. Scientific testing here that you see in front of your eyes. But yeah, the old blob does look darker. So yeah, I'm just gonna apply with my fingers, and this way we should definitely get, you know, the highest amount of coverage, even more so than using a brush, because let's face it, our fingers can't really soak this foundation in, can they? Or can they? Oh my gosh, that's a scary thought. Could you have like foundation poisoning? I don't know, but okay, so it's actually applying so beautifully with just the fingers. It does have a slightly oily kind of feel to it. I would definitely describe this as being extremely serum-like, just in the sense that it's so thin, like it's such a light liquid, and it's just so easy to apply with your fingers. You see, like we've definitely got way more coverage going on over on this side than we do on this side, and I actually think it looks smoother as well. So I would definitely recommend using your fingers if you're using this foundation. Look at the shade difference to my forehead and my face. Okay, so I guess Natural Rose maybe isn't my shade either. Okay, so what I am going to do is go over all of this just with my sponge, just to refine it a little bit so that it's all even and smooth. I'm really liking the look of it. Obviously, like the shade does not match me. In the description it mentioned that, you know, usually with the high coverage foundations they can be very thick, creamy and heavy. And I would definitely say that this one is very different to other like high coverage foundations that I've tried, because it's serum like. That's the how many times can I say that? You're probably sick of hearing the word serum at this point, but that's exactly what it's like. It's just very light, like liquidy. It just applies like so easily. And yeah, I would definitely say we've achieved, let me look with my mirror actually before I commit. Yeah, I mean, I would say that over on this side, I do have what I would describe as being like definitely like a high medium coverage. And like on this side, you know, I definitely was able to like build it up, but I don't have as much coverage as I do over here. I do feel like, unfortunately, my pores are quite accentuated, as you may be able to see. And also like my fine lines have seen better days. But it does also look, you know, quite unflattering on my chinny chin. I do have quite a lot of texture on there from issues with breakouts. So yeah, it doesn't look the best like on my chin. But I mean, I feel like I'm kind of enjoying the fact that I'm enjoying the serum feeling is what I'm enjoying actually. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the rest of my face, and then I'll be back with a little bit of like an update. Hello, so I have completed the rest of my makeup. I don't know why, but I decided not to put highlighter on. Am I going insane? I kind of wanted you to see the foundation. I say that, but then I've put loads of blush on and contour. But anyway, guys, so yeah, so this is how my face is looking. I definitely prefer like how it's looking over on this side. I feel like I've got more coverage than this side. It looks a little bit patchy. I mean, what the heck? Kind of from here, the foundation actually looks really, really nice if you can look past the fact that it's obviously a bit too dark, you know, for my skin. Up close, I do feel like, and I find this with all high coverage foundations, I do feel like it is maybe not the most complimentary on my skin, because I'm 34. I do have texture on my skin. I've got pores. I've got just, you know, unevenness like on my chinny chin, the chinny chin, guys. And I do have fine lines, and I do feel like it has already, like, I have a bit of a line coming down here, which I noticed, like it's here. I don't know if you can see it, but it's coming all the way down here, and that's just making me feel, I've just realised I got fucking lipstick on my teeth. No surprise there, is there, guys? But yeah, that line, like, I'm not liking it. I'm thinking, where did you come from? Feck right offline. Just feel like it kind of comes with the territory. With high coverage foundations, they can always kind of emphasize problems on your skin, and this is like I always say, unless you've got like really perfect skin, then a high coverage foundation like very rarely looks flattering. But then, like, if you've got like perfect skin, why do you need a high coverage? It's like the biggest conundrum of all time. Not really, but kind of. Also, I didn't feel the need to set this, so I applied my concealer and I set that. But I've not like set all over my face, just because like it feels like relatively dry, and because at the moment I've been experiencing dry skin, I'm trying to limit how much powder I'm putting on my face. So today I've not set it. Maybe I will tomorrow and test out how it holds up. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go away now. I'm going to test out this foundation and then I'll be back and I'll be able to give you my final thoughts. So I will see you soon. Okay, so it's day 2 today. Please don't mind my laundry on the stairs and my hair, like what is it doing right now? But today I applied the foundation with a beauty sponge. So I wanted to have like a lighter coverage because, as you can see, I've not got any other makeup on yet. So I just applied with a beauty sponge, and I also set the face today. So I'm gonna have this foundation on for a good few hours now before I film my video later. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be trying today. I can feel my laundry just burning its laundry eyes into the back of my head saying, Anwen, put me away upstairs. No, no. Okay, so it is, oh my gosh, our neighbour is doing some work to his roof. And there is a builder on a ladder, so that was awkward. So I'm going to just talk from back here. But I am approaching the end of the second day of trying out this foundation. I did set it this morning and I applied just a light layer. So what I will say, like now, as just a little bit of like a midway update, I definitely don't feel like this foundation has the most longevity to it, because you can see it is coming off a little bit. I have just tried out like another liquid lipstick and I wiped it all off, but I was very careful. I only literally wiped for my lips, but you can kind of see the foundation has come. Can I come in? Oh my gosh, I can see his bum. He's got builder's bum peeping out. But can you kind of see here? It's like it's just completely disappeared from my face, my chin, and it's looking pretty shoddy, you know, around my pores. So I'm coming back here again because it's super awkward with a fucking builder man upon his ladder. So at the end of the second day, I'm not loving this. I really liked the look of it when I first applied it today, but it's descended into madness. So I'm not a huge fan right now, but I'm still willing to give it a bit more of a chance. Okay, so it's day 3. I have had the foundation on for about 9.5 hours at this point. I actually think it held up really, really well. I do look a little bit oily just around my nose, and it definitely has come off a little bit just around my chin, but I don't think it's done badly at all. I don't know though. Like, I'm not convinced yet, so I'm going to wait tomorrow and see how it goes. And hopefully I will have my decision made for tomorrow. But, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. Okay, so I am back with my final thoughts on the FRESHWEAR Foundation from L'Oreal. So, I've been wearing this foundation for a good few days now. I filmed a few updates like along the way because I was keen for you to see how the foundation looked at different times of different days when I had applied it differently and had different levels of coverage. I just thought that would be the most helpful way to do this. And today I am filming this kind of final conclusion on my iPhone 6. I usually use my iPhone 5. The sound quality is diabolical on the iPhone 6, so I do apologise for sounding crap right now. But the reason why I decided to film on this camera now is because the actual picture is so much sharper and clearer, and it's like a truer representation of how my skin actually looks, and I really wanted you to be able to see that, so that's why I filmed on this phone today. So I don't think I've ever used a foundation that I've actually gone back and forth with so much in terms of like my opinion on it. There were moments where I loved it, there were moments where I hated it, and these moments would come and go within the same day. Even at this point, I don't really feel like I am too committed to my opinion on this, just because I was very up and down with it. I don't know, it's a really strange one, guys, because I've had the foundation on for about 5, and sorry guys, the lipstick is insisting on just going all over my teeth right now. But I've had this foundation on for about 5 hours so far today. I actually applied it with my fingers this morning, and I've worked out that that's my favourite way to apply this, because for me, being someone that has more mature skin, I have texture, pores, fine lines, I just cannot get away with a full coverage foundation. And I find that when I used a brush to apply this, it was a little bit too heavy, entering into cakey town. And when I used a sponge, it was just a very light coverage. So the happy medium for me is to use my fingers. It gives you a really smooth coverage, not too much coverage but not too little coverage. So, and this is definitely like the look, I like the look of it most after applying with my fingers. It's a bizarre foundation, guys. Like, I feel like it's very versatile, as I said, dependent on how you apply it. And obviously, like, it goes without saying, but dependent on how much you apply, you can really kind of get a high coverage, a light coverage. I think that when I weigh all of the pros and cons up about this foundation in my mind, I have to say that I'm not really liking it. I think that I'll definitely use it, but I will probably only kind of use this. Why is my camera shaking? Did you see that? Did you see that? Has there been an earthquake? But anyway, yeah, I'll find that I think that I'm going to be reaching for this foundation when I'm not going to be wearing foundation for long, because it looks really, really beautiful when it's first applied. But once your kind of oils and the wear and tear of the day and the stress of everything that happens during the day, when all of that mixes in with the foundation, it just deteriorates into not a very pleasing look. I also find that with this foundation, it makes my skin look quite oily, which is quite the achievement, because I've been really struggling recently with my skin feeling very dry and looking very dry. But this foundation actually, it gets really oily like really quickly. Like, I've not seen my face look this oily in months. So I feel like if you've got oily skin, this would not be the foundation for you. You know, at the beginning of the video, I said that I felt like it was deja vu. I felt like I tried this foundation before, because the packaging is so similar to their satin infallible foundation, and I can kind of confirm that the formulas are very different. This one, as I said at the beginning, it's like a serum. You can definitely feel it on your skin. Even though it is a serum, it's quite a thin, liquid. What? You know what I mean though, don't you guys? You can kind of feel it there on your skin. I just don't think it has much staying power at all. I know that they talk about this oxygen technology, and I mean, it's called 24-hour fresh wear. I wouldn't agree with that, because I don't feel like it feels light on my skin. I've tried foundations that have much thicker consistencies that feel much lighter on my skin, you know, whereas this is a very thin formula, but it actually can feel quite heavy, particularly when your oils start mixing in with it. You can kind of, you know, feel it there on your face. The long and short of this, like, what does that even mean? The long and short of this, no idea. But the long and short of this is, I am not a huge fan. I am going to be using it, but only when I know that I don't have to have my foundation on for a long period of time. I won't be using it for a day at the office when I'm going to have it on my face for like 8+ hours, because it just doesn't hold up at all. I do kind of appreciate the fact that it does make me look quite oily, because I've been feeling dry. I've been feeling so dry for the past few months. So it's kind of nice in a way. Like, I feel like I'm coming back home, you know, like, oh yes, there's Mrs. Shiny again. So I can appreciate that in a strange kind of way. But if you are like an oily skin kind of person, this would just piss you right off. Like, I set this with powder this morning. I've used my setting spray as well, and yet we're still here. We are still in oily town. So guys, this is not for me. I do not like it. As always, like, I would really be keen to hear what your thoughts are. If you tried this foundation, what did you think? Like, I just want to know, like, what you think, because I mean, I'm just one person, so it'd be really helpful if you could put some feedback, you know, if you tried this foundation down below. No, I do not like it, guys, and I will not be recommending today. Anyway, I hope that this was somewhat useful to you if you were interested in trying out this foundation. If I've missed anything out, which I am sure that I have, please feel free to ask me in the comments down below. But I am going to go. I will leave you looking at the situation of my face right now. As you can see, like, it's kind of a light coverage today. You can definitely still see lots of things, you know, through the foundation. No guys, this is unacceptable. This is not for me. I do not like. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I will see you in the next one.